sea monsters that drag you to the depths while they look at you smiling, seductive creatures that will make their beauty your downfall, and beings that seek to corrupt you to make you commit the worst crimes. In today's video, I am not focusing on a specific mythology. We will see evil creatures from different parts of the world. Number 1. Vodyanoi. Vodyanoi is a Slavic mythological creature depicted as a nasty-looking old man with green skin, bulging eyes, and a beard made of green algae. He has the ability to transform himself into aquatic animals, such as fish or frogs. He can be found in rivers, ponds, lakes, and other bodies of water. It is said to live in underwater palaces made of amber and coral, uses his magical powers and water manipulation skills to drown people and animals. He is mischievous, cunning, and very possessive of his territory. It can control water and the creatures that live in it. It also has the ability to cause floods, storms, and other water disasters. Vodyanoi gets angry if people do not respect his water territory. Those who offend him often face his wrath. Leaving offerings at the water's edge, such as bread or salt, might appease Vodyanoi and avoid his wrath. Fishermen and millers tried to keep him happy, to ensure a good catch, or to keep their mills safe. Number 2. Pricolici. Originating from Romanian mythology, the Pricolici is similar to the werewolf. It is a dead man who has returned from the afterlife to harm the living in the form of a wolf or dog. Unlike other wolves, which are transformed involuntarily by a curse or a bite, the Pricolici chooses this form to cause harm and pain. It can be especially sighted in rural regions and wooded areas. It is usually found alone, although it can act together with other supernatural beings from Romanian folklore. It has sharp claws and fangs, as well as great physical strength. His attributes are thirst for vengeance, aggressiveness, wolf-like transformation, and supernatural strength, as well as immunity to most conventional weapons. Stories vary, but usually involve someone who has led an evil or violent life, and who, after death, returns to continue to terrorize the living, causing harm and misery. Traditional practices to protect against this creature include the use of garlic, crucifixes, or religious blessings. The use of silver, similar to how it would affect a werewolf, can also be effective. Number 3. Nuckelavee. The Nuckelavee is a creature from the folklore of the Orkney Islands in Scotland. It is described as a terrible and unpleasant-looking sea monster with both human and horse-like characteristics. Its body appears as a centaur, but with a human torso emerging from the back of a horse. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Nuckelavee is that it has no skin. Instead, it exhibits raw muscles and veins. Its breath is poisonous and can wither crops and sicken livestock. One story tells of a man named Tamas who managed to escape from the Nuckelavee after the monster tried to chase him. Tamas crossed a stream of water, and because the creature could not tolerate fresh water, it could not follow him, so crossing rivers or streams may protect someone from it. It was thought that the creature was confined to the sea during the period of calms, a specific time in winter, which provided temporary relief to people. Number 4. Pontianak. Believed to be the spirit of a woman who died in childbirth and now seeks revenge, frightening villagers and attacking men. She is a pale woman in blood-stained white dresses, with long black hair and often red eyes. Although beautiful, her true form is that of a terrifying wraith, with the ability to harm or even kill the living, often associated with the aroma of Kaliandra, a kind of fragrant flowering plant, which is believed to indicate the presence of a Pontianak nearby. Its best weapon is its sharp nails, which it uses to attack its victims, particularly to remove organs. It also has the ability to fly and emits a special cry. If the cry sounds loud, it means the Pontianak is far away, but if it sounds weak, it could be right behind you. Number 5. Wendigo. The Wendigo is a mythological creature originating in the traditions of the Algonquian peoples of North America. It is a monster or evil spirit associated with greed, hunger, and the cold of winter. It is said that people who practice cannibalism can be transformed into Wendigos. In some legends, it has both human and animal characteristics and is said to possess an insatiable hunger. They are found in forests and wilderness areas and are usually solitary. It is tall, gangly, and skeletal, with taut skin over its bones, may have horns or a partially decayed appearance, has sharp claws and sharp ears, superhuman strength, speed, endurance, and the ability to inflict a curse or transform others into Wendigos through cannibalism are some of their abilities. There are many Wendigo stories, but a common one is that of a person who, consumed by hunger during a particularly harsh winter, resorts to cannibalism and transforms into a Wendigo, doomed to wander the forest in search of more human flesh. Number 6. Koshchei. Known as Koshchei the Immortal, he is a legendary character in Slavic mythology. He is powerful and evil, known for kidnapping the heroine of the story, usually to marry her. Koshchei cannot die because his death, or soul, is hidden away in a magical object, and as long as that object remains intact, he remains immortal. He lives in mythical Slavic realms, often described as distant places or islands, protected by insurmountable obstacles. He is evil, cunning, and has control over magic. His death, or soul, is stored in a magical object, which in turn is hidden inside other objects and beings, such as an egg, which is in a duck, which is in a rabbit, inside a snake, and so on. Destruction of this object would result in its death. I don't know about you, but this creature reminded me a bit of Voldemort and the Horcruxes. Now, I want to take a moment to speak directly to you. You are the heart of this channel, and because of your support, I can continue to do what I love. If you've ever wondered how you can help me keep going, there's one very special way. Join as a channel member. I can't offer great rewards, but I promise to keep you here, creating content with all my love and dedication. Your support means a lot to me and helps me to keep going without relying so much on visits. Thanks for being here and for all your support. Number 7. Vetala. In Hindu folklore, a Vetala is a spirit that inhabits the bodies of the dead and animates them. It is depicted as a corpse that, unlike Western zombies, is not sluggish or decomposed, but has agile movements and can communicate. These beings are trapped between life and death and often have a profound knowledge of past, present, and future events. They are mainly found in desolate and dark places, especially in cemeteries and cremation grounds. A Vetala's most distinctive ability is the possession of corpses and the ability to move and speak through them. Their ability to possess corpses and use them as hosts gives them a physical advantage. They also have occult knowledge and, in some stories, can shapeshift or fly in addition to cunning and supernatural abilities. People believe that avoiding desolate places, especially at night, is a way to protect themselves from the Vetala. Reciting certain mantras and performing rituals can also protect against these beings. In some traditions, it is said that giving them a purpose or solving their unresolved problems can free the Vetala and allow them to reach the afterlife properly. Number 8. Ghoul. Ghouls are mythological creatures that originated in pre-Islamic Arabian culture. They are flesh-eating demons or evil spirits. Ghouls are known for stealing corpses and consuming human flesh, and are often described as having a cadaverous appearance, with decaying features and fleshless skin. They inhabit graveyards, tombs, desolate places, and other dark places far from civilization. They have sharp claws and strong teeth for tearing and consuming flesh. They are often portrayed as solitary, but may appear in groups in certain stories. They are known for their aggressive nature and love of human flesh. In some lore, they are said to have the ability to shapeshift and hypnotize or paralyze their victims. Number 9. Oni. Oni are demons or trolls in Japanese folklore. They are depicted as large, terrifying creatures with sharp fangs, horns, and carrying iron clubs. They have skins of various colors, the most common being red and blue. They are known to cause misfortune and disease, as well as to harass humans and underworld beings. They are sometimes presented as guardians of hell or as vengeful spirits. The Oni reside in hell or in remote mountains. Their most iconic weapon is the kanabo, a club or heavy iron mace that they use to crush or strike their victims. Oni possess supernatural strength and are immune to most conventional weapons and attacks. Some also have magical abilities, such as fire control or the ability to transform. The most famous story is that of Momotaro, the Peach Boy, who travels to an island inhabited by Oni to defeat them and recover treasures they have stolen from the people. Number 10. Gorgons. The Gorgons are three monstrous sisters from Greek mythology known for having snakes instead of hair and a look that could turn any living thing to stone. The most famous of the Gorgons is Medusa. The other two sisters are Steno and Euryale. They lived in a place far to the western edge of the known world, where the sun rises. They have scaly skin, boar's teeth, hands of bronze, and wings of gold. The petrifying gaze is their most characteristic attribute. The best-known story is that of Medusa, who was courted by Poseidon in a temple dedicated to Athena. Other versions say that Poseidon arrived and, as an all-powerful god, took Medusa, who was a humble priestess of the temple, by force. The goddess Athena, enraged by the desecration of her temple, transformed Medusa into a Gorgon, turning anyone who looked at her to stone. Medusa was eventually killed by the hero Perseus, who decapitated her using a polished shield as a mirror to avoid looking directly at her. Medusa's head, even after being cut off, retained its petrifying power and was used by Perseus on several occasions. Number 11. Amarok. The Amarok is a mythical creature of Inuit legends. It is described as a giant wolf or lone wolf that hunts those who hunt at night, especially careless hunters or people who stray too far from their communities. It is also known to stalk and devour those who do not show proper respect for the rules of nature. Its favorite haunts are the arid, frozen landscapes of the Arctic. They have great size, agility, hunting prowess, and cunning, plus huge jaws, sharp claws, and the ability to move stealthily in the dark and attack by surprise. It is said that the Amarok taught hunters to be more careful and to respect the laws of nature, hunting only what they need and showing respect for the animals they hunt. Number 12. Segua, also known as Siguanaba in some regions, is a popular legend in Central America, especially in Nicaragua and Honduras. It is the vengeful spirit of a woman of great beauty who seduces unfaithful or philandering men. She can also bewitch and ensnare men with her song or words. Once men fall under her spell, she reveals her true form, a horse's head or skull with flaming eyes and sharp teeth. There are multiple versions about the origin of La Segua. One tells that she was a woman who rejected and despised the indigenous gods and was punished by being transformed into the monster she is today. Another story says that she was a woman who died of love and now seeks revenge against unfaithful men. It is believed that La Segua appears on lonely roads and highways, especially at night, seeking out men to deceive them. Religious charms, prayers, and avoiding traveling alone at night are some of the ways people use as protection against this creature. It is also said that if a man meets La Segua and manages to look her in the eyes without fear, the entity will flee. Some stories mention that it only appears to men who have been unfaithful or who have bad intentions towards women. Number 13. Aka Mana. This is a demonic figure in Zoroastrian mythology. His name roughly translates as evil thought or malevolent mind. He is the personification of sinister thoughts and is known for trying to lead people astray from the right path and into evil. Aka Mana resides in the demonic world, as opposed to the divine world of Ahura Mazda, the supreme deity of Zoroastrianism. His main weapon is mental manipulation and persuasion, trying to influence people to act according to his malicious intentions. He represents evil and sinister or misguided thinking in people. Number 14. Manananggal. The Manananggal is a mythological creature from the Philippines. It is described as a kind of vampire or witch that can separate its torso from the lower half of its body and fly at night with a pair of large bat-like wings. It feeds on blood, preferably that of pregnant women, using its elongated, tubular tongue to suck out the hearts of fetuses. It can also hypnotize and seduce males to lure and feed on them. It hides mainly in Philippine jungles during the day, flying at night in search of victims. Although generally portrayed as a solitary being, in some stories, the Manananggal is in the company of other nocturnal creatures or evil spirits. Stories about the Manananggal often involve a hunter or hero who attempts to destroy the creature. A common way to kill it is to find its abandoned lower half and put salt or garlic on it. which prevents the creature from rejoining and forces it to die at dawn. To protect themselves from the manananggal, people often hang garlic or fish bones around their windows, as these objects are believed to repel the creature. In addition, bamboo or blessed daggers are considered effective in killing a manananggal. It is also believed that making noise, such as banging pots and pans, can scare the creature away. Number 15. Syrjatar. Syrjatar is an enigmatic and powerful creature. In Finnish mythology, she represents decay, personification of all that eats away and weakens, be it the body, the spirit, or the earth itself. Her true form is unknown and changes depending on who is describing her. Some imagine her as a woman of imposing stature in tattered clothing, while others see her as an ethereal, almost ghostly creature moving silently among the trees. Her eyes, deep and piercing, reflect the void. Its main power is its ability to bring illness and disease. With a simple touch, its victims can feel their vitality drained, leaving them weak and vulnerable. In addition, it is said to be able to manipulate the earth, causing crops to wither and forests to lose their greenery. The ancient Finns, aware of its power, often performed rituals and offerings in an attempt to appease it or gain its favor. Shamans and healers invoked her name in incantations and healing rituals, seeking to ward off her influence or ask her to restore the sick to health. This has been the second part of The Most Evil Creatures. If you haven't seen part 1, I recommend you to see it.